In this section, we'll go over basic Mitsubishi programming techniques that can be used in GX Works 3 software. This particular lecture will go over the normally open, normally closed contacts, coils, set and reset bits. What are the shortcuts and how you can be faster while you start developing your program. So here, if you see, we have a program created under main, named program POU. We'll come up here and we can start typing. So let's use a bit M0, and when you hit enter, it defaults to a normally open contact in this platform. If I do M1, and I know the shortcut for, actually, let's do this way. Now you can pick normally closed contact and say OK. Now, also, there are shortcuts in this thing. You can use your keyboard to start typing without using your mouse altogether. So all these this is the F5 key. If you hit shift and F5, you get a branch of it. F6, shift and F6 would be a branch. F7 is your coil. F8 is your instruction. You can also draw lines using these, but I don't usually use that. I just use control and shift. Then one good thing in Mitsubishi is you don't need a separate address to do a rising pulse or falling pulse. So, and you can also have just a rising pulse of the whole operation. So it doesn't really have to be in operand with the rising pulse. You could sum up the whole instruction and do a one shot to that. You can also do a lowering or falling pulse. So we'll go over a couple of these and I'll go online with the PLC simulator and we can see it in action. So we'll keep it simple here. M0 will turn on M1. So if I type in M1 and do shift F7, that would give me an output for M1. Now we can do M2. And here's what we'll do. We'll set this bit, or we can close it. Okay, this is another shortcut. If you're on a contact and you want to change its polarity, you do a control and forward slash. That would change it for you. So now as far as doing sets and resets, all you have to do is type in set and then you type your bit. We'll do that, and then we'll do M4, and what we can do is we'll do reset M3. So I'm not sure why I didn't like that. Reset M3. There you go. Okay. So that's how you would have your rungs in Mitsubishi, where you can start programming, and you would get used to a lot of keyboard shortcuts that should make your life a lot easier. Now, as you can see, there are no comments getting displayed. First, we need to make sure that the project is set up to display comments. So when you go to view and comment display, we'll turn it on. We'll also turn on statement and notes, and we'll go over that in a second. So here now you can see comments are being displayed, but there's nothing commented, so we'll click back on it. Now this little guy is your device or comment label continuous option. So when you check it, now if I click OK, it's always going to come up with, with a comment box. So we'll give this memory bit 0. Here we'll name it memory bit 1. Now obviously you can go to your comments table and comment everything. So I'll give you a little example of that. So here we go, find our comments table. That should be in the device comment, each common device comment, and we type in M0. That's where our bits are. Let's zoom in so we can read it, and we can start typing. Memory bit 2, memory bit 3, memory bit 4, and so on and so forth. So all those would show up here. And now let's do, now as far as the one shots go, they are also pretty straightforward. All you have to do is, let's do like a one shot for M4. So that would be shift F5. We do that, type in M4 one shot. Now you have the one shot, and we'll do a set M6. That way you can see it. And then we can do one more, which is an M7. And we'll use this drop down and do a lower pulse. So that would be this guy. And then we would do, oh, that's a not. So also you can also look at a not pulse. So it's not lower pulse, but we want a lower pulse. So that would be this guy. Reset M6. Okay. So we are going to go compile the project here, and we'll run this in the simulator here in a second. So you go to debug, simulation, start simulation. It would come up with a window like this, and it's going to load everything to it, and your PLC would be running in a minute. You can check this box. Yeah, I'll show you again when we download, but you can move this to the side. As you can see here now, if I do this, that's on. So one more thing to toggle a bit, it's the shift and enter is a shortcut. So if you want to turn it back off, you do it again. So now here, see how M2 is set. We'll toggle that so that doesn't keep on setting. Then we will toggle M4, which should reset M4. Now if you saw, as soon as M4 was reset or M4 was set, we saw the M6 getting set. So we'll lower M7. So right now M7 is on. We will toggle it again. It gets a lowering pulse. So falling pulse, I would say. My bad. I'm trying to get the docking window back so you could see it in the watch what we are playing with, but there we go. We'll put in all of them so you could see everything in real time. Gonna make my life easy. We can just copy these guys and just paste it, and copy these guys and just paste it. Now you have to right click in the watch window and say start watching. At some time what would happen is if you go offline or somebody restarts the CPU, these blue lines would not change. But keep that in mind that you are looking at offline data once you go offline. You will know in the field what I'm talking about when you actually are looking at something and you're not in the watch mode. So okay, so here we'll minimize this guy. Here I'll show you what it looks like. So we'll set M4. So now M6 is set. We'll let that go away. And here M7 is false, so we'll turn it on. So now M7 is on, and at the falling pulse of it, it would reset M6. So there we go. That's it. So that's how you could use the bit memory in Mitsubishi. Coils pretty straightforward, but a couple of these are pretty handy if you want to use them. And I'll try and do like a multiple condition thing. So what we'll do is we'll look at M1. Oh, my bad. So we are in the, you see how it's only giving me a fine window? That's because we are in the read-only mode. So we'll close this, go to write mode or monitor mode, say OK. And now here, I'm going to do a couple of summations so we can see. So we'll turn on M1 and add M3 and M4. So we got 3 bits combined, and I don't want to do rising edge pulse on all of them. So what I can do is I can do Alt F5. That would give me a rising edge pulse. And now what we can do is we can set M8. And we'll write the changes, which is online program change. Shift F4 is the shortcut for that. When you do that, this would basically mimic a PLC and you're writing online changes to it. So now we'll try and get them bits on down here. So we'll do M0. That's one of them. Then we'll have to do M3, which should be this. And as soon as I do M4, you would see M8 getting set. So, oh, my bad. M4 resets M3, so that's not gonna work. I'll have to do M6. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Let's do that and send it. And now let's try and do M3. So let's turn that off. There you go. Yep, that's on. We can go to this and even toggle that, so I can turn it off. So there, M8 is off. And we'll try and do M3 again. So there you go. That's how you can use the rising edge pulse. All these are pretty helpful when you want to use it. Now, a quick way to add these lines in the program would be you'd have to use your keyboard keys, but Shift Insert would add a line. Then, if you want to draw a line here, you can hold Control and start moving in the arrows you want. So you could basically draw whatever you want and make it all work for you. There you go. That's how I was able to draw it. So Shift is, or Control is the key, and use your 4 arrow keys to draw. Now, if you are trying to delete something, you would go to the rung, hold on Control, Shift, and it's going to go to the end of the instruction. And if you want to draw it back, you hold Control, Shift, and draw it, and it's going to go to the end, to the last point that it can. So these are pretty handy when you're trying to write logic in this platform. So I think that's about it for the first lecture on programming in this platform. I'll see you in the next lecture, in which we'll go over timers and counters. Thanks. Bye.